I'm Cody Sharp. I'm the owner of Sharp Guys Web Design, and we are looking at Vertex Industries, this non-real company. Why are we looking at it? Well, there's a lot of companies like Vertex Industries. We run into them all the time. They are doing awesome things, right? They have a lot going on in their industry. They're providing services that are important, but they have an issue when it comes to their website. These companies have older websites that were probably designed looking at this aesthetic around 2010, 2015. It's an old WordPress website. It's not easy to update. They have maybe an Our Team picture page. They have a testimonial section. A lot of this stuff is out of date. Maybe they have a services page, those types of things. If they want to go in, they make changes. They've got this old WordPress backend where they basically have to either know how to do code in order to change how it's visually laid out. They have to look at these old options under theme options and they're customized to try to have any kind of aesthetic changes that they can do. Or they have the choice of redesigning their website. They want to go through a redesign here. That's perfect. But the thing is that a lot of times the redesigns are left with something that they can't easily update themselves. They may go through a redesign Vertex Industries here and have a website that looks like this. A much nicer looking website that basically lays things out in a much more modern way. That's all well and good, and any good designer can do this kind of thing. The thing that they usually don't do, and the thing that we do at Sharp Guys Web Design that I wanted to mention today, is making it very easy for our clients to update these websites going forward. It's really important to us because we don't want a website that allows for it to ever get to this point again. This website in general may have been updated last in 2015, or maybe you've added some text here and there, but you can't really easily add in new testimonials. You can't add new team members. For example, if I wanted to add a new team member here, I got to go over to this GS team thing. I go to all members. Then I've got all my author team members here. And if I go up here to add member, then I've got to fill out all this stuff. There's a whole limitation on what I can do here because the original developer basically just set it up to be the most basic way of adding information. So then maybe I end up just choosing a different method to add team members. You see what I mean? All of this is kind of an antiquated way of doing things. I'm going to show you the platform and the foundation that we use for our websites, and then how we teach our clients how to use those websites so they can make these updates on their own. So with this website in general, it's important to realize that once you're logged in, instead of looking at that ugly WordPress background, you basically just have the ability to live edit everything. So as we go in here, if I change the name of my company, I can easily just do that, right? So that's nice. But what if I want to go down here and I want to add another service that my company provides? Well, in the past, you'd probably have to do some kind of coding. You'd reach out to your developer. But with the websites that we build, we basically just allow for all of these sections to be updated by you. At any point, you own the website 100% once we build them out. Then you can just go ahead and you can duplicate this area, and you can change out the area to include whatever new text you want it to include. So this is your new service. And then over here, maybe you want to change out your image to something new. And you can see as you go through these types of things how quickly this process goes. Let's say, for example, that we want to go down and we want to add a completely new area. We could do that very easily. Let's go ahead and duplicate an area that we already have here. We'll clone this whole area. And then down here, maybe I want this image to be on the left side of that area so it doesn't look the same. And instead of about us, or this area here, we call it a new section. One of the important things, none of this would really matter, is if we didn't help our clients learn how to use the new website. You can see me moving through this stuff very quickly. Obviously, I've worked with it a lot. That's why when we create a website for a client, we use screen capture software to record a video showing how to use your brand new website. Every aspect of it that you're going to use on an ongoing basis, making updates to images, moving images around, changing out color schemes. We have people that have come to us before and they say, my existing website right now, I can't even change the button color without going back to a developer. With the platform that we build out for clients, you can change every color very easily throughout the entire website, all at the exact same time. If I wanted to move away from a light orange color here and I wanted to move to blue, for example, at the top of these menu systems, or this, I guess it'd be pink or whatever color I'm doing, you can see that those types of things can just be changed out using a menu system. there's no need at this point for using any kind of code for those types of things. You can see this button went along with that because it was all part of the same color scheme. Now you may say, I want that button to be one color and I want the menu to be another color. Those are the types of things that are part of your training video, and it will actually kind of go along with how you can make these updates very quickly. Another thing we always get the question about is, what if I want something to look different on a mobile device or a tablet than a desktop? And that's something that we can do very easily with our platform. So as you're designing up here, for example, you can just go up here to the little desktop icon, go down to mobile devices, and see exactly how things are going to shape up with the changes you've been making on the desktop side. So for example, if you'd like to have different layouts for the mobile device than you do for the desktop device, you can see actually here that we may want to do that. By default, it'll do its best to try to give you, something fairly similar, but in this case, we may want to have a little bit more space in between each of these services. I don't really like how it's shaping up where they're right next to each other. So in this case, why don't I do this? I'm going to take this area here that I've been building out on the desktop device, and I just want to put a little bit of space just for the mobile device side. So you go up here and you just drag it down to where you want it to be. Maybe I want a little bit more space. I want to go 20 pixels. All right. Maybe I want to go a little bit more space. I can go as many as I want to. See how simple it is? And you don't have to be a developer to do this. This is just drag and drop stuff. Now when we go back and we look at how it looks on the desktop, it looks the exact same. There's been no change on the desktop version to mess with the spacing. But on the mobile device side, now we have a device side that looks good, and we can preview it without the editor and see now the spacing looks better. Now, of course, there may be other things that we want to do as well on the mobile device side that's going to be different. But I wanted to show you a simple version of how easy it is to work with this editor that we've built this website to use, and how easy it would be for you to make those updates on your own. Sometimes people worry as well about making updates to a website that they're not sure are going to work. And that's why it's so useful to have this preview tool right here without having to worry about whether or not these are going to show up on the live website. So for example, when I made these changes here, until I go up and I hit the save button, all of them are just functionally in my screen and they're not here for anyone else. So no one else that went to my website at this point in time was going to see those changes. After you hit the save button, then they'll show up. So again, you don't have to worry about going out to somebody and saying, hey, will you please make these updates for me? Or I don't feel comfortable doing it myself, because there's a precaution that goes along with this. Now let's say that you've even went further than that. You went all the way back and you've actually overwritten stuff and you didn't mean to. You click the save button, something like that. There are so many backups in place that happen automatically that you can just simply revert back to the one you were in with no questions needed for a developer or another company. You can simply do it using the knowledge that you'll have from the videos that we create for you. So there's so many different ways to just move forward, make updates, feel comfortable knowing that you're not going to make any mistakes that have no way of being reversed. Looking at some of our client examples, you can get an idea that, sure, all of our websites look really nice. There's no doubt that they're modern, they look great on mobile devices, but that's not the only purpose of these websites. I hope based on this video you have an idea that it's not only important for us to create a website that looks good initially, but also create ones that are engaging for our visitors, the client visitors, allowing for them to generate leads and also keep their websites updated as they move forward in their industry. So the two big industries that we tend to work with the most are on the B2B side, manufacturing, industrial companies, a lot of times service providing companies, and the nonprofit sector, which is something that's really personal and of interest to me, having come up in my career in the nonprofit sector. So if you feel like there's something that we can provide your organization, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about our process, please reach out and let us know how we can help. Thanks.